This will be it for the year.
Whoa. Hey there.
Last new stuff.
We're doing derivatives though.
Okay, do derivatives after we're done with this. So on the board, come on back. On the board is a transformer. Sing the song. Transformers!
Robots in the sky.
Well done.
Transformers.
Thanks, Julia. Thanks, buddy. This is just an electromagnet. Listen to Mama Nick. This is an electromagnet, and it's made of iron or something ferrous or something magnetizable. Okay? When we run alternating current through this left side, by the way, this side is called the primary.
Why is it called a transformer?
It's going to transform the current. If you would like, I think that would probably be a good thing. This is also in your book.
I didn't even know I had a book. I saw that the other day in my kitchen.
Some people use their books.
I don't think I have it anymore.
Yeah.
I might have to buy a physics book.
I study it.
It's all right. They're so old. They're like $5 or
It's a good-
$4 or something.
It's a study tool.
Yes, it can be used as a study tool.
I just read the chapter.
Really?
Yeah, just read the test. I read the chapter and you get the concept.
I have not.
Doesn't get the math, but the concept.
Okay. All right. So this side of this transformer is called the primary, and the right side over here is called the secondary. I'm in the way? All right. You can. It just depends on which one is in and which one is out. So you'll see in a second. So if I have, notice I have double arrows here, so this is alternating current, and this is the whole reason, put it up. I'm annoyed now because I'm taking time away from this. Since this is alternating current, the magnetic field that's created inside the loops. Come on!
Yes, staff, one quick announcement.
Better be quick.
Students, the parking lot situation. Turnaround area, so you will be able to park as you normally do through the south entrance. Again, we will be, or south exit, I should say. We will be out there to help and assist in making sure that everybody gets out okay. So we should be good to go. Again, the Circle Drive area will be shut down through the weekend and should be opened up by Monday morning.
All right.
Thank you.
So in Mr. Runcer's defense, and this is going to be on tape, in Mr. Runcer's defense, after like 6 announcements yesterday about how the doors are going to be locked, don't go across Circle Drive, there were kids at the end of the school day yesterday walking. And by the way, signs, don't go this way, signs, arrows, and security cards. Standing like this, right? Standing back to head. Kids like, trying to get around the security guard. Like, seriously, all those announcements and the security guards are there. Okay, it was Mrs. Wagner, so she wasn't too intimidating. But still, some got out, and there are footprints.
I
know.
Yay! It would be simple.
Yes, of course. But I mean, just not, these weren't kids that were trying to be disrespectful. They're just like, I'm a toddler, I'm in my routine, I must go through this door. It's just strange. All right. That's right. That's my door. So, we're going to create a magnetic field inside these loops. Got it? That's the magnetic field. I put double arrows on it because as the current flip-flops back and forth, so does the magnetic field inside the loops. Okay? So the magnetic field back and forth, just like what we've been doing here, except for instead of creating current, now I'm using current, alternating current, to create a magnetic field inside that iron core. Got it? It is exactly like that, except for now I'm going to have 2 of them. So this magnetic field is translated throughout the whole hunk of iron, and it's also moving back and forth right here, okay? That will then induce alternating current on this side. So you may be asking, why? Why would we do this? I put alternating current in. I make a magnet. Then the magnet makes alternating current on the other side. It's like, okay, but watch what happens. If you count the number of loops in the primary, what do you get? If you count the number of loops in the secondary, how many do you get? Yes. It's a, yes, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. You owe me a Diet Burners. All right.
I love Burners.
So, I have a 2-to-1 ratio. I want you to look up on the board. What happens when I put more loops?
More energy.
Yes. Yes. So if I double the number of loops like I have in this transformer, what do I get out as voltage?
Will you get mad if we put negative on
Wait, so less current then?
You are a step ahead of me, my friend. In the universe, can we ever get something for nothing? Like, hey, look, I'm just going to make more energy by wrapping more loops.
Yeah.
Of course not.
What? You just said. So you give up
So,
current and get more.
you give up current and get more voltage. The question is, why would we do this? By the way, this whole week, exactly, this whole week has been leading up to this moment. All of the killing of elephants and alternating versus direct and rooms full of batteries, and boy, the alternating current is a great thing, and this is why. Alternating current allows for a change in the voltage and current. By the way, this is the ratio. This is super-de-duper easy equation, right? Whatever you do with the loops, the same thing happens to the voltage. And, Daniel, what would happen? What would the current ratio be over here? I1 over I what?
Wait, what?
I2 over I1. Thank you, Justin. Why? So it's inverse. You can't get something for nothing, and so the energy is equal to basically the voltage times the current, and so that remains constant. So this is a step-up transformer. It would increase the voltage and decrease the current. If you drive out Red Arrow Highway, when you go by the Cook plant, take a close look at the wires that come out of the Cook plant. They're very, very thick. Why?
There's a lot of protection.
Yeah.
A lot of rubber.
A lot of
Right.
A lot of amps, yeah. They're pushing quite a bit, and remember that if you want to try to have the least resistance, you use a big hose, right? Well, the other thing that we can do to reduce energy loss through heat/resistance is to, instead of pushing a ton of current, just push like a little trickle of current. Give it a lot of voltage, as in like 100,000. So transform it so that the voltage is high and the current is low, and it will be able to travel long distances, like central Ohio, which is what happens.
Which is more densely voltage or current?
It's a combination of both. So yeah, if you grab that wire, you're going to die.
Really high voltage.
It'll make it quick.
People survive really high voltage but really low current.
You can survive it, yes, but it's not.
Challenge accepted.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that once this low amperage, high voltage current gets to your house, it's not particularly usable for our appliances. So, we have to have a step-down transformer in our neighborhoods. In fact, there are transformer stations all over the grid. They do buzz. If you drive through downtown Benton Harbor, down Main Street, you know, the roundabout. Does anybody besides me love the roundabout?
I hate that thing. They're
I
so
love
bad
the
at it.
roundabout.
No one knows how to use them.
Okay, all right.
You'll collapse. Yeah, they
Benton Harbor, downtown, yeah. As you drive by Wolf's Marine, right, like next door, I mean, right in the same block, I believe, is a big transformer station. And when you look at it, you'll see there's a whole bunch of coils. That's what they are. They're transformers. You also have them in your neighborhood.
Is that what the stone?
Well, it depends on where you live. If you live in, like, the fancy part of St. Joe where they have the buried wires.
Downtown.
Not downtown. Downtown's the hood, my friend. You and I, we live in the hood. I know. So, yeah, if you live out in the estates, or even pretty much anywhere in South St. Joe, in the newer neighborhoods, they bury the wires, and the transformer stations are these, like, usually
Yeah.
greenish boxes.
Like
Up-
out by the.
About every 4 or 5 houses. Where the what?
Out by the baseball field.
I think
Like
there's
there's
more.
like the.
Maybe. I don't know, so check it out. If you, like where you had home plate with like the big green box in your neighborhood, whatever that is, that is a transformer. And yes, they do buzz. In downtown St. Joe, where the wires are still up on telephone poles, they have something that looks kind of like pickle buckets. And again, you'll see one every 4, 5, 6 houses. And those are transformers that will drop down the voltage to like 110 and bump up the current so that we can run our appliances. When they're up on telephone poles, because there's such a big electromagnetic field that surrounds them, they're at great risk for lightning strikes. So you may have heard that at some point, yeah, they catch fire easily, they get struck by lightning fairly easily. We had one here that used to get struck by lightning all the time. It was on a very high power line. Also, it makes really good like Kentucky Fried Squirrel, because squirrels are dumb enough usually to spam these and then, so. All right, so you will probably have a problem like this. They're really easy. You want one like this. I'm going to go grab I have a review sheet for you for this test, which I rarely do, and I'll make sure to put the answers on